Hey guys, welcome to the Tyrant 7. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the DC Multiverse, the Batman Who Laughs. This is part of the Merciless wave, so this is really cool. We got a nice clear view of him in box. We got the Dark Knight's Metal written up there. We have the Dark Knight Metal logo on this side, and the Batman Who Laughs with Sky Tyrant wings, my bad. Then on the back here we have how to build the Merciless. We have the Articulation's wave, and then we have the Batman Who Laughs standing over what looks like a version of Hawkman who's had his wings ripped off. So yeah, let's open this up. So, like all of the DC Multiverse figures, it does include the standard black base, which I think is pretty nice. I don't really use these that much, but I do kind of like them. And you also get a trading card. Now, it doesn't come in this plastic, but I put in this plastic just because I don't like them to get wrinkled. And as you can see, it's the artwork of him staying over Hawkman, and this is, I believe, Hawkman issue 18, and then here's our bio. And yeah, let's continue with the review. So, here we have the Batman Who Laughs with Sky Tyrant wings. His wings are actually so long, I had to fold them down to get him to kind of fit in here. And these are the parts you get for Ares. You get the shoulder, or the Merciless, you get the shoulder pads, and you get his ginormous sword, which you could probably put into the Batman Who Laughs hands if you want to do that for whatever reason. And this is head. And the reason I want to show this off is because I might not mention this in the actual video when I review him, but the plastic back here is a separate piece. The eyes are not painted. These are actually a separate piece of plastic put into the head, and that's just kind of interesting to me. But moving on to the Batman Who Laughs. And this is pretty cool. We did get one back in Wave 1, and I gotta say, I like this. I like the design they did here. I believe they reused the same jacket, but it's not a bad thing. You can see there's the stitching detail from the earlier figures, so that's pretty cool that they included that again. And then you also have his cowl, which has got that rustic look to it, which looks so creepy. And I will say, one thing I like about this directly over the other version is you can see he's actually got a laughing face going on there. That's definitely something you want from the Batman Who Laughs, and his mouth is just so disgusting, but painted very nicely. You got his collar there, then you have the little harness with the bolts and the little red emblem. And then you have this kind of like armor piece here, and then moving down, again, I like how they did all these cuts in the jackets. Like, it's rubbery leather, but it looks really good. And then you also have some details on the boots. You have the straps that go side by side, and I like how they did that. And then the wings themselves are actually nicely detailed too. They're mostly black, but they do have little bits of gray in them, it looks like. And you can just see from the molding that they did for these feathers, they look really good. And then you can see the back of the harness there. And yeah, not much really left to say about it, but it does look pretty nice. I do like over here how these are kind of more rusted, his buckles on his elbows. If I'm not mistaken, the one on the first Batman Who Laughs was all silver, so I kind of like that. And then you can see he's got his grip hands there, and yeah. So let's go over articulation real quick. We got a 360 at the head, and it's on a hinge, so you can look up and down. You got 360 the arms, swing out the shoulder, and it's on butterfly joints. You have double jointed elbows, which are nice. You have 360 the wrist and the rotation. You have that torso joint that kind of allows them to move side to side and go back to forth, but it's a little stiff at the moment. The legs like forwards, backwards, and outwards. Again, it's a little bit hindered due to his coat, but that's not too bad. You have double jointed knees, which are nice, and then the feet move up and down and go side to side. And you also have toe articulation, which is pretty cool. Now, as for the wings are very similar to the wings. Let me try to zoom back because that's just way too close. Can zoom back a little bit. There we go. Alright, so the wings are very similar to how the Superman, Batman, the armored Superman and Batman, and how the armored Wonder Woman figures are, with the wings just pegging into the back. But I will say, out of all of these that I've seen, the pegs on these are much thicker and are doing a good job of staying in here. Now, I could say that and make it fall out in the next shot, but right now they're doing pretty good. They do have an alternative kind of like joint here that allows you to bring the wings up. So let's just look at that from the front view real quick. If I can get him in there. And yeah, as you can see, very cool looking. And these can rotate all the way up. And because they're on that ball peg thing that I was talking about, you can also bring them back. So you can kind of get them doing this too. And really, you have a nice range of movement here. You can just kind of pull them all the way back and up if you want to do that. And there you can see what I'm talking about. There's a pretty good range of movement. It would have been cool if they had kind of like added something to kind of make them flap forward, but either way, I think this is pretty good, to be honest, and I like that you can actually just kind of move them around this much. But so far that I've had this thing and moved it around quite a little bit off camera and even on camera, the wings are not coming out. The pegs are staying in there, and I really like that, because even though I like the Wonder Woman, the Batman, and the Superman that they've already done, one of the most annoying things about those figures is the fact that the wings do not like to stay in. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. And just for fun, I decided to show you what it looks like with him with the Merciless Sword. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of great poses you can get this into. And here's a comparison really quickly of the Infected Superman from this wave. And I do think they scale pretty well together. Here's a comparison of the Target exclusive Flashpoint Batman, again, looking very nicely. And then lastly, here is a comparison with the first Batman Who Laughs, who came out earlier in this year. And, yeah, as you can see, they both look good together. It's kind of hard to tell a favorite. I do like this one because it's more of a traditional Batman Who Laughs, but I really do like the wings on this one. And, again, what I was talking about with the rusted kind of, like, elbows that they did over here. Get that to focus, and compared to the original, and maybe this is how it appears in the story, but I kind of like the rusted look a little bit better. Maybe that's why at different points in the story it's silver and rusted, but I do kind of like the rust look on this one a little bit better. But yeah, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite between two of these. I like this one because it's the classic one, but I really do like the new one, and I think the head sculpt on this one is much better. But I will say, that being said, I don't think this is necessarily a bad head sculpt, and I feel that this is one of the most unique figures that we've gotten from Todd McFarlane to date, and one of the best from Wave 1. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.